In Washington, the news cycle just doesn't quit. There's been quite a bit of news out of D.C. this week. We know there's a lot going on, but we wanted to fill you in on a few stories you might have missed out of the nation's capital. I'm Nancy Marshall-Genzer, a Washington correspondent for Marketplace. First, the Federal Reserve voted to keep interest rates unchanged this week, but there were two dissents. Fed Governors Michelle Bowman and Christopher Waller wanted a quarter percentage point cut. Now, this is very rare. We haven't had this many Fed governors dissenting since 1993. Did you know there's a spreadsheet tracking how Federal Reserve officials vote on interest rates? It goes all the way back to 1936. Now, Fed Chair Jerome Powell has been pretty good at keeping decisions on interest rates unanimous. Dissents used to be a lot more common, like back in the 1980s, when then Fed Chair Paul Volcker was hiking rates to get raging inflation under control. 3 Fed governors dissented at 2 meetings in 1984. A website that tracks government spending is still down. It's called the Public Apportionments Database. It's published by the Office of Management and Budget, and it shows how the federal government is doling money out to federal agencies. The OMB took the website offline. A group called Citizens for Responsibility and Ethics in Washington, or CREW, sued to force OMB to put it back up. A district court judge agreed with CREW, citing legislation from Congress that actually requires OMB to make decisions on how it distributes money public within 2 business days. But the Trump administration appealed. It says those laws are unconstitutional and the database poses a national security threat. The site is still dark as the 2 sides continue tussling in court. And some of your packages from Amazon are going to start costing more. President Trump issued an executive order this week, which ends a tariff exemption for imports worth less than $800. It's known as the de minimis exemption. Starting August 29th, importers will have to start paying tariffs on those packages. They'll be charged the tariff rate for the country the products were shipped from. Now, the Trump administration says it's doing this because the de minimis exemption was being used to ship synthetic opioids and other unsafe products into the U.S. The administration says American travelers can still bring up to $200 worth of personal items back into the U.S. Those are just a few stories you may have missed out of Washington this week. For more business and economic news, head over to marketplace.org and listen to Make Me Smart wherever you get your podcasts.